with your studies, and I do hope that this day will be fruitful and lots of fun and an excellent and auspicious beginning to your university.
Absolutely thrilled to be here today. I happened to fly out to Edmonton last week to go there in Canada. So I was going to understand that there was a lot of students waiting at the airport and standby. I was one of them. So I'm very happy to be here. I wanted to give you some very general remarks about the University of Winnipeg and what an exciting time we're going to have here. The student services area in particular is one that's exciting because we see right from the beginning and encourage you right to the end of the process too. For example, we deal with recruitment and retention, we deal with admissions standards, the registration process, your grades, your records, and your convocation. We also have areas such as counseling services. We also have areas such as the Native High Center, which is for special needs students, and our original access programming, just to name a few areas. So I believe that we're going to have a lot of contact with each other, and I greatly appreciate it. In terms of our particular services, I'm relatively new to being in student services. I started on July 1st, and so therefore if you have any particular recommendations or suggestions for us, I greatly encourage you to drop me a line, and I'll see what I can do on your regard. Andre spoke to you about choices that you're going to have to make, and what I would like to talk to you about briefly is balance, because I think that myself as a student at this university, he was speaking as an alumni myself as well. I did my undergraduate degree here in studies of economics. And in terms of balance as well, there's so many things to do here. We have opportunities that Clarissa is going to talk to you about briefly later, which is our University of Winnipeg Students Association. I'm going to tell you about some of the social activities and some of the political activities that you can involve yourself in here as a student. It would be a real shame for you to do what I did in the first couple of years of my education here, which was go to class and go home. Because there's so much more here that you can do. The social interaction with your peers, your students, work, all that interaction is also a learning experience. And don't forget the really good progress that they put on. Alright? So there's lots of things to do in your departments.
In sociology and psychology, and I've been on leave for 2 years because of my work with the Student Association. Now, I am your president. My name is Clarissa Legnatera, and I just want to talk really quickly about the Student Association because actually my time here is brief, so I'm going to sort of get right to the facts. The first thing that the Student Association has for you all to offer is our handbook, and unfortunately it wasn't stuffed in your green bags, but they are downstairs in the Student Association ready for you. It is a free calendar, and the first few 30 to 50 pages or so gives you information on the Student Association and who we are and what we do, and the rest is a calendar for your everyday needs. And it's free, and it's for you. You're fee-paying students. All fee-paying students are automatically members of the Student Association. Now, services, we offer a number of services. We are actually, the University of Winnipeg has the most services per capita in the country, and that's something that we're proud of. We run our own daycare, our own student employment center. We have a food bank for those who are in need, and we have a used bookstore in our downstairs. If you haven't visited, it's called the Petrified Soul. It's in the Bowman Student Center, located on the concourse level. You'll find really cheap books. I have a book there that I bought for $56, and I found the same book on the market for like $8, and that is municipally, federally, provincially, etc. We do a number of policy papers and positions, for example, on the Millennium Scholarship Foundation, on provincial and federal issues such as student loan reform and tuition fee policies. This year, for your information, for the University of Winnipeg, tuition has increased 4% this year compared to Brandon, and the University of Winnipeg is in double digits at 10 and 11%. And so my advice to you, and I know this is really short, but I know we're running out of time, is that from a student to another student, if you have questions, please ask your professors. It's really crucial right now that you get your grades up and that you stay focused with your education, because for myself, I was in student politics since I started, and I'll tell you, I got a 2.0 average my first year. Right now I'm at a 4 point something. But I will tell you that that 2.0 will affect you upon graduation, upon your graduate studies, etc. And a lot of it, also my 2.0, was attributed to the fact that I didn't ask questions from my professor, because I actually was really shy and intimidated. Student government isn't a big issue, but when it comes to talking to a professor who knows it all, it's really, really intimidating. So please ask questions. Be real that you have. Don't wait till last minute, because I am a crammer and I am a procrastinator. And let me tell you all, when you do it the night before and you do that all nighter, it's not worth it at the end. So please ask questions. If you feel quote unquote screwed by the administration or by your professor, the Student Association will represent you and your needs as well. Please visit us in the Student Association offices in Wilton Student Center. We are also your student advocates and your student lawyers per se. And if you have questions on student appeals or your academic appeals, if you have an individual grade or exam that you feel that is not fair to you, or an overall exam that doesn't, where you don't feel that it is justified, please see us and we'll tell you, we'll walk you through the process, or we'll walk you through who to see, and for you to go through that, basically that process in order for you to be successful. So I'm going to leave that there. Like I mentioned, our services, leadership, and advocacy. If you have any questions, you'll find us in our student handbook. There are phone numbers in the back. You can email us. If you want information on the Student Association, we have an email address. That's uwsa@uwinnipeg.ca. And please, again, stay focused, and I wish you all the best of luck with your graduating year. Thank you very much.
Well, this says that it includes your student name, title, and location of any lecture which you're attending, the title and location of the workshop you'll attend. We would hope you would be able to read the lectures to the third floor overpass into the university. So in other words, into the other portion of the university. So in other words, what you do is, if you go back up out through there, out the stairs, and across, you're ready to continue the hall again, and then from there it's one of the easiest to find your west side rooms. We have a lot of volunteers up there to give you directions. Just ask anyone. And you should exit by the second floor in portals, which is up in that area. Have a great day!
a little talk about attention deficit or hyperactivity to give you people a feeling for note-taking and, university lectures. But I also want to go beyond that and really give you a feeling for what it is like to be involved with what is now called ADHD. Our daughter, Amber, is a classically hyper kid, so I know of what I speak. Now, Amber, we've survived this. She turned 23 yesterday, so we've gotten through the whole experience. But I wanted to describe it from a parental point of view and from an educational point of view. So really the goal is to make this come alive so you become empathic and sensitive about what hyperactivity is like. But before I do that, let me do the obligatory technical stuff, okay? So I'll take 2 minutes just to get the backdrop so you know what the terminology is. Because over the years there's been many terms used: minimal brain dysfunction, hyperactivity, attention deficit disorder, ADD, but now the official term as we speak in DSM-4, DSM is a famous book, it's the Bible of diagnosis, okay, the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders. And it's what doctors and psychiatrists and health care workers use to do a lot of their diagnostic work. In the last revision, now it started out in DSM in 52, and then there was DSM-2, DSM-3, DSM-3R, which was the revision of the third revision, and now we're at DSM-4. So who knows what DSM-5 will be? But right now, the correct term is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, 3 types, okay? ADHD, predominantly hyperactive impulsive type. That's sort of the hyper kid who's climbing the walls and all over but they mentally under focus. Like they can't concentrate. They're always daydreaming or drifting off. And the third one is ADHD combined type, and that's Amber. Okay? And very, very extreme. And when I mention Amber being an extreme case, I'm not. As a preschooler, she would go to the refrigerator and, pull out those metal shelves, climb up those, and be into the cupboard. In a game of hide and go seek in our place, we lost her for once she, stayed still. And you know where she was found? In the oven. Okay, now think about that. You could have gone to preheat the oven and have cooked Amber. You couldn't turn your back on her if she was in the bath. You turned around for a second, she'd climb up on the sink and be trying to hang by her knees from the shower curtain rod. Okay? Dangerous, dangerous stuff. In school, I always get nervous anyway watching kids in the playground on the monkey bars. That always looks kind of dangerous to me. Amber would run on the top. Okay, sure, get on the top and run. On the first day in grade 2, what happened is I knew she was going to a new grade 2 class on the playground, but Amber was already missing in action. You know where she was? She had gotten out, climbed a hydro pole, and was beginning to head out hand over hand down the wires. So really dangerous stuff. Now, obviously, we worked hard on that, and as she got older, every now and again there would be transgressions, but that got a bit better. But the behavior, at the very least, was annoying. Imagine what it's like to parent a kid who's always into sit still. Well, I'll give you one example. This is an example of the left knee.
Normally, people come in two varieties. They have two X chromosomes, and that makes them female. Or they have an X chromosome and a Y chromosome, and that makes them male. So 99% of us fall into one of these categories, and these categories have been determined at the time of conception. Okay, the second thing I have here is anatomical sex, and this is where my one or internal anatomy. So if we base it on external anatomy, people can, these guy's legs a little higher up. People fall into two categories. This category is the category we consider male. Told you drawing is not my great skill here. This one's going to be even harder. She's got more things I have to put in. And that one's female. And I don't think you have any doubt if you saw these two, which was which. You get the point. Okay, so externally, if we were to talk about anatomy, a male looks like a male because he has testes and a penis, and they're pretty obvious if you look at that body region. On the other hand, a female looks like a female because she normally has, as an adult, enlarged breasts and the female genitalia without a penis and without obvious testes. So we can usually fairly clearly tell which one's which by simply taking a glance at a person's body. Internal anatomy would be to look at other kinds of things, like whether a person had ovaries, because you can't see that externally, or whether various male accessory organs were present. Those are also part of the internal anatomy. In fact, even the testes are often internal when a baby is born, so that sometimes they're not visible in a newborn baby. So we have anatomical ways of determining sex, and we have chromosomal ways, and then we finally have physiological. What we mean by physiological is how the body works, and when it comes to sex, that primarily depends on the hormones. So a person who's female as an adult, and we'll just talk about adults or post-pubescent, normally has lots of estrogen.
This will give a very different kinds of characteristics to the material that we're going to make. Okay? For example, high density would give us a very hard, tough, rigid type of plastic, okay, that might be used for something like our Tupperware containers or our milk bottles. Okay? We can see that it's pretty tough. It doesn't bend very easily. It's got a little bit of give, but it's pretty solid. On the other hand, if we've got a lot of chain branching, okay, and again, this will depend on the kinds of reaction conditions that we use. We've got branches off our polymer chains. Now you can well imagine that when there's branching like this, these chains can't pack as closely together. Okay? What this does is it gives the characteristics of the polymer are made different because of the packing can't get as close together. Okay? What happens then is we've got something called low density. Okay, low density polyethylene, so we can't get those chains as close together. What a plastic bag of some sort. It's very flexible. We can rip it if we want to. Okay, the polymer chains can be ripped apart. So we can see that just by using different characteristics or different reaction conditions, we can get very different characteristics of our polymer materials. Now, we focus for the most part, about talking about polyethylene. However, addition polymerization is kind of a neat process in that we can change the characteristics of our polymer easily just by changing what which we said had two.
Probably one of the most remarkable writers and thinkers of our century, developed the field of psychoanalysis. where he attempts to understand the behavior of people by getting access to their thinking and so forth. Freud believed that a lot of what goes on in our head is processed at the unconscious level. We're not aware of it. Only some of the material, a smaller amount of material, are we totally aware of. But Freud also believed that this unconscious stuff, much of it was very threatening to us and had to, in a sense, escape from into consciousness to be processed and dealt with. Freud believed that dreams served that purpose. Freud called dreams the royal road to the unconscious, the royal road to the unconscious. And that this stuff would come through in symbolic fashion, be dealt with, processed by the ego, and so forth. Well, it's a lovely theory, but so far there's almost no scientific evidence that it's true. An intriguing theory is called physiological theory. Let's just imagine, if you will, that the brain has to send messages periodically just to keep in tune, just to keep tuned up. We know that if muscles aren't used, they atrophy. Well, maybe the brain cells need to fire periodically to make sense, to be used so that they don't die. And let's just say that this firing is random firing. Well, we hate not knowing what's going on because of the random firing of the brain. Okay. Let's look at what happens if we deprive people of sleep, or if they are deprived of sleep by various factors. Let's look and see what happens. We're going to keep you awake for a long period of time. So if you try to fall asleep, we're going to say, do you agree to volunteer to be in this project? Well, after a couple of days, some interesting changes start to take place in the person. First, irritability. You get very angry very easily, things upset you, and so forth. You start to lose focus. Your concentration goes. Later on, you may even start to hallucinate, to see things when they're not there. Have any of you ever had that experience where you've been sleep deprived and you start to see things? Okay. What happened?
I was basically just disoriented and started seeing people that work there.
Disoriented thinking. I had this happen to me just very quickly. I was driving from New York, the state of New York, back here, and I was trying to push it too much. And I was driving, and it was starting to get night, and I was seeing giant rabbits on the side. I mean, big rabbits. So, I hadn't slept for 2 consecutive days, and I knew this was a sign. Somebody was telling me, slow it down because you're not going anywhere with this. Okay, so you can hallucinate, but you can also start to suffer physiologically. People who are chronically deprived of sleep are more likely to suffer heart attacks and so forth, other kinds of illnesses. So if we don't sleep, we can suffer both mentally and physically. Now, there's several reasons why people are deprived of sleep. Number one is our lives right now, most of us don't get an adequate amount of sleep. Most of us don't get an adequate amount. It's been estimated that 2/3 of the population, the adult population, are sleep deprived most of the time. Okay, now how much sleep do you need? It varies. Some people get by nicely with 5 hours of sleep. In fact, we know when we have people intentionally reduce the amount of time that they sleep, on average, once they
Okay.
What do you think so far, Charlie?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What do you think so far?
It's really good. We have a lot of good material so far.
Do we?
Yeah.
Good?
We're
We all gonna stand here and wave?
You could just pretend you're kind of conducting business.
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, go on and do it.
Yeah, you can go and get help. Oh,
Ask
that's
for
right.
help.
Of course,
That's
we're on
right.
the speaker course today.
I just made a direct one.
We are. Do you need some help here too? Oh, okay. We'll just take a second.
Is it possible to leave my statement on this call after that? I'm looking at
nice?
Yeah.
Okay, if you'd like to go over here.
Thank you.
She's in that program.
Yes,
I
until,
need your student number, just one.
because we can't replace Mary until her pregnancy leave is over.
Triple one.
She's ready to replace her.
Sure.
She has
6, 7, 4.
No. But sure, I could. I can do that.
Okay.
Triple one. Yes.
I need the student number, last name, how do you search?
Oh, you know the student number?
Or
Last name?
107 3685.
3685?
You're gonna walk to the
It's already paid. But thanks for letting me know.
Let's see. What is status, current status?
No exclusive zone accounting courses. No reason I can't pay that.
But he's a grad. He's a grad.
All the information's correct.
Was that your degree?
That's his degree. What high school is he from?
Thanks for accommodating us.
You might be able to get into another section. What course was it?
It was psychology.
You might be able to get in.
First year?
It's first year.
Section
Maybe the bolster, you think, or something like that?
I would, you can try them because I do believe there are some vacant citizens. Of course, yeah, believe it or not, we don't have.
They'll have a list of the sections.
Yeah. So drop the list and then, it would go almost as a second.
Just check on the list and see
What is available?
what is available.
For
I'm surprised they
psychology.
didn't tell me earlier about that though, because
They usually do.
It may have been one that was just canceled in the last
Yeah,
week or so
it might have
because of
been.
low enrollment, or
Sometimes,
perhaps the
yeah.
prof that they had counted on to teach it was not
It's not
available.
available. So I would go out there and talk to them.
this right here, over there, there.
Maybe also go up a little bit and get a perspective of the building. You can see like the library chairs in there and stuff. Looks kind of neat. That's about good. Thanks, guys.
Where's the color coded? We all got a sticker? Is there color on it? If you are the blue reinforcement, you're a king. If you're the green, you're a red reinforcement or a red dot.
Oh, here I got a half cookie in mine. Next on Global, we'll have cookies at the UW. And the children who eat them.
She's like, that's hilarious.
small fee for the year. It's like $45, $47 a year, very cheap. Racquetball, squash courts, all for use for free. So basically everything in here is free for students with a student card except the weight room. Then there may be other additional charges, like if you're in aerobics, they may charge you a little bit for that, things like that. All information on activities in Duckworth can be found one floor right below us. It's called the facility desk. It'll give you all the info on the happenings of Duckworth Centre, when the Westman games are. The Westman volleyball and basketball, men and women's, play here frequently throughout the school year. It's free admission for all U of W students with your ID card. If you bring a guest, they may charge you a small admission fee for the guest. But lots of, it was pretty much closed all summer, now it's all open again. Outside the atrium here is the quad area. It's a little bit of a park. And that's during lunch, we're having entertainment there. And at 3 o'clock, that's where the big party is. The beer bash, as UWSA is calling it. So at the end of the day, you may want to join your student association with a party. Down below here, we actually won't be stopping down there today, is the new Student Association Center. It's called the Bowman Student Center. And that's the student government offices. So every year, students like yourself will be electing a president, vice presidents, board of directors, the whole bit. In fact, the president and vice president, so they encourage you to get involved. Lots of student groups are coordinated out there. Has anybody heard of any student groups on campus? Anybody name any? There are actually tons. And actually for every different subject or department that we have at U of W, there's a club.
They have admissions, awards, financial aid, records, academic advising, and the Student Employment Center, which is where I got this job. You can also get your transcripts from there. Any kind of forms you need to fill out for your degree program, transferring, graduation, anything like that, that's where you would go. And also downstairs by that ramp, there's the Nathan McKay Learning Center, and that's basically for students with special needs. Note takers, people like that. And the counseling services, it's not peer counseling.
Middle here used to be a great big park. And they built this huge monstrosity called Centennial Hall to connect everything together. So this is the center building, and every single other building is attached to it. Best way to know that you're in a different building is the floor changes. If the flooring changes, you're in a different building. Easiest way to know. Okay? Yeah. Right in the front here we have security services. Security acts as, of course, security guards on campus are honest, actually. And we expect you guys to be the same. If you see something left on a desk, take it to security, and then that person who lost it will probably check with security later. It's just sort of an unwritten code of ethic. You know, you don't steal other people's books, you don't steal other people's jackets, because you know how security also has a program called Safe Walk. Does anybody know what Safe Walk is? What is Safe Walk?
Security guards can walk you to your car later.
Exactly. After dark, if you have to wait for a bus later on, or if you have to walk a couple blocks to get to your parked car, the security guards and volunteers will walk you out to your car just so you feel safe. Because you are at a downtown campus, and once it's dark, you know, some people aren't comfortable with walking alone. So this is a free service for everybody to use. They also have, in the winter months, a van, which will shuttle you around in the van. So if you have to get to the bay to meet somebody, and you don't really want to walk by yourself, if the van's available, they'll drive you to the bay and drop you off. Free service, all within a limited area downtown. They won't drive you to St. James. Any questions on that? Okay, we'll move up the escalators. Student health nurse. there like a public health course? If you have any health-related questions, check that out.
Right there next to the vending machine. There's students that actually volunteer their time to walk to the cafeteria.
Right now.
What's that?
These are too short.
Yeah.
You're close at that point. Okay, now.
Events. Also, this way here is the path to Manitoba Hall. A lot of people aren't sure how to get to Manitoba Hall, but if you're on the 3rd floor, this is probably the easiest way here. This side over here is the offices of the Dean of Arts and Science. The Dean of Arts and Science works for the university on behalf of the students, dealing mainly with regulations, Senate regulations, the stuff with the calendar, timetables, as a student, probably not going to have a lot of class. Anybody else? Exactly. See your professor first. If your professor can't help you, then you see an academic advisor. Academic advisors are those people who did those group sessions back in May and June for you, when there was about 50 of you in a classroom and she told you all about registering and that. Those people who did that are academic advisors. Their office is in 1st floor of Graham Hall, right by admissions. Everybody knows where the admissions office is?
By the elevator.
That's right. So that's how you would go about that. All right? Since there's so many people upstairs, we're going to just take a little short time across this way. So it's one thing you might want to explore is different positions. In fact, most of the positions are posted in the spring for the following year. So all the people who started working for us in September got the job back in March and April. So you guys just carry on the way you are now, but around February, March, April, start looking at these positions. And they're well paid. Here is a department office. Some universities in Canada will have a whole building. There's a meeting going on there. Some universities in Canada will have a whole building for the geography department, or a whole building for the history department. We have different floors pretty much. This floor, and each department has a secretary. So if you need to see Professor Young, who's your intro history professor, need to see him about missing an exam or you're not understanding something, walk by his office, check his timetable to see when he'll be in his office, and if you're not sure, check with his secretary. The secretary can track down professors for you in a pinch, and they're very good at it. And you'll get to know your secretaries, and sometimes you may want to, give them a cookie or something like that, because you will need their help at one point in your career here. All right? 3rd floor Manitoba classrooms. Your typical classrooms, I'm sure most of you have seen them this morning with your lecture. Class sizes at UW range from a small one to the most popular 3rd floor Manitoba halls for first-year students. If you're in intro sociology, intro psych, an English class, or math class, it might be easy. Who here does not know where the library is? Of Lockhart Hall. This is yet another department. This is the biology department. There's another tutor in there right now. That's where the biology labs are located. So if you're in an intro bio class, anybody here in intro bio? Maybe at least a couple of you. If it has a lab, most likely to be down one of these classrooms here. But we don't want to run into that group, so we'll head off this way quickly. Actually, you know what? We'll go up one floor, fourth floor.
Jobs on campus and also live demo.
Up and in any of them. 3 entrances. Okay? Again, we're in another department area. This is the Department of Psychology. Anybody here in intro psychology? Probably pretty much all of you. And if you're not taking this year, you'll probably take it next year. Again, there's going to be psychology labs here, psychology professors' offices, psychology secretary's office is right here. And she'll be able to, again, track down your professors, tell you new information about your class, may hand your papers into the secretary and things like that. Okay. Heading over the Monday, Wednesday, Friday mornings, I'd have coffee here with the same sort of people that I see all the time. And Tuesday, Thursdays, I'd be in Riddell with another table of strangers who became acquaintances. Some actually have become friends. It's really neat. A lot of people say university, you're on your own, no studying. University is best there. Professors really take care of you. Parting of ways, that actually does happen. And your best friend from grade 12, you probably won't talk to very often because they went to U of M, and then you find your U of W friends. So lots of things here to help you meet people. That's the whole thing about, if you're going to succeed in university, the best way to succeed, you don't have to be a rocket scientist, you don't have to be brilliant, you don't have to be a scholarship winner. You have to be dedicated, and you have to meet other people. That's what I found. That was my little secret. The way that I succeeded was talking with other students and saying, do you understand this stuff? No, I don't, and then we figure it out together.
By that comment, if I meant to understand it, you would shoot me for any song from Oz or just the Color Deliver?
Probably anything. Uplink Computer Common is the newest computer lab on campus. It's a joint funded venture by the university and your student association. WordPerfect Office Suite. So you can type your essays here, you can fiddle on the internet, you can look up web pages, the whole bit. You can print stuff here for a small fee. Web browsing 101 or email 101, anything like that. You're going to get the pamphlet exactly. You're going to learn it on your own. You're going to learn it with other people. So you may find yourself in this lab here saying to the person beside you, do you know what www means? Really dumb question. And then they'll tell you and they'll help you and you'll learn along the way. You can actually be an internet expert in about an hour.
Is there a time limit on these computers?
These computers, they put a time limit on when it gets busy. So if there's a lineup of people wanting to get in here, they'll have, I think you're allowed to stay for 2 hours and you have to leave. Or you can walk out, turn around, and come back in.
So is there a specific membership for this, or
nope.
is this for all students?
This is for all students. Actually, everything on our campus is for all students. If you're a student here, even if you're just a first-year student, you're welcome to everything. We don't say this is for third-year students only or anything like that. It's for everybody. Anybody here have a computer at home for the modem? Anybody subscribe to Sabbatical or Magic Online? We offer all that for free. So what a lot of students have done is they've canceled the private internet access membership to use the university. We have a full internet help desk. That guide that you picked up, the white book, tells you how to get connected. And there is no additional charge. That's built into your tuition.
So where do we get our email address?
Email addresses, information will be in that dial-up guide that we picked up. But I can tell you right now, there'll be 2L13. And if at all possible, try and stick with the one that you're in. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait in line for a long time. Okay? If you just want to change the times, See if you can arrange your timetable to stick with what you have, or else come and line up here and they'll switch it for you. Maybe you're in philosophy, but you meant to be in physics or something. You got a little mixed up. Who knows? Get out of that for sure. Because if you're not, you go left or you go right to go to the library. So we're going to the library now. The library is one of the most important places to know on campus. If you don't know about the library, you're in trouble.
I've been trying to make up things. No, I'm just kidding. I'll take you in there right away. I'll show you the actual area where the books are actually all upstairs.
The main floor of the library. You walk in there.
The main floor of the library. If you see right through the windows there, I'll show you the small area. That's where you guys all gonna get it. You guys have got your student cards? No? Okay, so if you need to get the student cards, that's done in the library as well. They're just gonna take your picture and then give you a card that'll give you access to your library to put in the book, okay? So just to let you know that to take out a book in the library, you need your student card, and it's
I knew the Dewey Decimal System from my high school. You don't have Dewey Decimal here. Why did they even bother teaching us that? Forget everything you know about Dewey Decimal System. Here it's in the Library of Congress cataloging system. A little bit different, so you are going to need help with it. So you do have to ask the staff members at the time. They're very helpful. Sometimes they'll spend an hour with you. Sometimes they'll spend a minute with you. You could actually go to them. You have a list of essays assigned to you. They will spend as much time as they need to with you until you find the books you need. Very helpful. So again, that's just another myth about the university. The university doesn't care about you. You're on your own. You're on your own unless you ask for help. Once you ask for help, there's tons of resources for you. Okay. So everybody's comfortable with where the library is? Don't be scared of it. Go in there. Get those guts together to ask for help, because you will need it. Actually,
I'm going to go this way, sorry.
Just a lot of money and a lot of thinking.
You went to the library. Oh, great. I'm laughing. You know what? It gets like a class change time. It's really full. I'm just waiting here until so you then next year.
I do have one request.
Yeah.
Your theater and drama programs?
Yes.
Have you seen the facilities?
Sure.
for that?
Yep.
Go to the one that appreciates you.
That's very good. Actually, you know what? They're going to be locked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's all right.
This is a secret passageway to Graham Hall. See what the professor talks about the books, and then buy the books. Some professors will say, yeah, I put this one on the list, but you know, you just read that in your spare time, it'll be fine. And you're like, it was $65. So, that's another risk. For me, it always worked out okay. For some students, it might not work out. Yeah. Yeah, they're, again, just I guess to back up a little bit, the student association is completely separate from the university. So things that the student association does has nothing to do with the university administration. Okay? They're a separate, they're all student run. You guys, they're involved in small areas. It's a great opportunity for you. Unfortunately, we can't make it into Graham Hall to the Student Employment Center, but right by admissions is the Employment Center. Go there, they'll talk to you about resume writing skills, interview skills, look at all the current jobs posted, give you lots of information. So that's it. The tour is concluded. Now you can fight for pizza and drinks. Grab a drink, we'll make sure of drinks. And head outside. There's some entertainment at lunchtime, a magician. At the end of lunch, when you see me start streaming and things like that, we head back to Duckworth right after lunch. Okay? Head back to
Why?
Because you have nope, everybody's in Duckworth at 1 for somewhat of entertainment. It's a down-to-earth look at first year. Sort of students telling about their bad experiences, how to avoid it. They really do that.
Let's see a magic show. Oh God. Oh. I just elbowed that poor girl right there.
I'm out of here. Bye.
I just elbowed that girl. In the throat?
Yeah, they still go to university?
got all day. Okay, I'm just kidding. What's your name? Tiffany and Amanda. Okay. Tiffany, can you go right about there? No, you're not going to get hurt. Amanda, can you go right about shoelaces? All right, here we go. Tiffany, take this end of the rope and hang on to it. Just like that. Perfect. Amanda, hang on to that end. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to take this rope. I'm going to try to pass it right through my waist. Would that be impressive? Sure. What's that? Okay, so there we go. What we're going to do in the audience is I need you guys to do a drum roll on your knees. Like that. All right? Okay. You guys don't want to participate. Okay, here we go. Keep that drum roll going, okay? Here we go. On the count of three, everyone count with me. Ready? Keep that drum roll going. 1, 2, 3. Whoa! Thank you. Thank you. Do it again. No, only once. Okay. Lots of times when I show what I like doing, take some from the audience and make them into a magician. So, let's see here. How about that? No. That's okay. We'll try it anyways, right? Take this piece of rope here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you how to do a trick. All you got to do is follow along, and that's how we learn the trick. So you got to follow the directions. So first, take the rope, show it to the audience, and smile. Good. Okay. Now, with your right hand, go over the left elbow and pull it down like that. Okay? Now go through the left hole. I hit you. All I gotta do now is just throw it down, Dave, show him the knot. That's the trick. Throw it down, show him the knot, hold up nice and high, and show it down. It takes practice to be a magician, so it's on again. Okay, here we go. Ready, Dave? Light on fire! Show him the rope, smile. Good, okay. So the right hand goes over the left elbow, pull it down. Good, go through the left hole. All you gotta do now is just throw it down, show him the knot. Dave, your turn. Just throw it down, show him the knot, and show him. There we go. Once again, Dave, you ready? Show him the rope, smile. Good. Give him a big round of applause for that. Okay, here we go. Right hand goes over the left elbow. Pull it down.
At least I don't even have.
Hello, everyone. I guess this is your first day, huh? Yes, I remember it well. Okay, what we've been asked to do is to give you a small presentation of what university life is like. I wrote this piece almost 8 years ago when I was still going here in the theater department. I graduated here 8 years ago. And it just to give you an idea of what I went through deciding to go to university in my first year. So, once upon a time, there was a high school student named James.
Who, after 12 long years of physical, mental,
1 + 1 is 2.
and social instruction,
Oh, Canada.
finally reached the summit of scholastic achievement, high school graduation.
Dun, 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 dun. Party!
Shortly after graduation, young James was faced with a dilemma. Either you get off your lazy butt and get a job, or get out of the house.
So James set out to find a job that utilized the skills and abilities he had learned after his long 12 years of education. That'll be 2 Big Macs and 2 fries up to the front, please. Here's your change, sir. Have a nice day.
Days passed. Weeks passed. Months passed. Finally, James came to a morbid conclusion.
I could be doing this for the rest of my life.
So James finally decided to go back to school, after checking out many and varied secondary educational programs available.
Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. University?
James decided to talk to his friends.
Hey, Johnny, I hear you're going to the U of M.
Yeah?
Why are you going there?
Well, it's really big.
Well, you gotta have a better reason than that.
Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah, most of my friends are going there.
Well, what if it's so big you never get to see any of your friends?
Oh, I didn't think of that. Oh, God, how am I going to convince my friends to go somewhere else?
So James consulted another friend. Hey, Susan, I hear you're going to the University of Winnipeg.
Yeah.
Why are you going there?
Oh, well, it's not too big.
Well, you gotta have a better reason than that.
Oh, I do. It's on my bus route.
So James consulted his parents.
Well, really, it's very simple. You just got to figure out what you want to do with the rest of your life, check out the programs at each university, and then choose the program that's best for you.
What if I don't know what I want to do?
Talk to your father.
So James consulted with his father. Dad, I don't even know what university I want to go to. I don't even know what I want to do.
Well, why don't you go do some research and come back here and we'll talk.
Well, I don't even know where to begin.
Talk to your mother.
So James called the universities, read their material, and was pleasantly surprised to find that the University of Winnipeg offered counseling for first-year students.
Well, basically, all you have to take is 5 intro courses. You can change your major at any time, and the best advice that I can give you is to register early.
So James took his diploma and applied to the prestigious University of Winnipeg.
Next, please. Okay, you have your 20 credits, your entry-level courses, your money. You're in. Next, please.
So James proceeded to register. Unfortunately, he missed early registration in April and had to suffer the horrors of late registration in August. Excuse me, is this where you registered?
End of the line, my pretty.
How long have you been waiting here for?
Oh, about 3-4 days.
Oh, hey, she's passing out. She's... Finally, James reached the front of the line and was ready to to hand in his registration form.
No, you're not.
What's wrong?
It's not completed.
Well, I filled it out.
Oh, no, you didn't. You missed line 1654, subsection A, subsection B, Roman numeral 5.
Well, let me fill it out right now.
End of the line. Well, seize him, take him to the back.
At least let me get my pen.
James then purchased his books.
$800?
Then came the first day of school.
Excuse me. Could you please tell me how to get to 4M33?
Oh, yeah, that's no problem. You just go down the hall, a left, left, right, up the stairs, right, right, left, up the escalator, a left, and then a right, and then you're there. No problem.
Excuse me, could you please tell me how to get to 4M33?
Oh, yeah, no problem, man. You just go down to the end of the hall, and when you get there, you ask somebody, man.
Excuse me, could you please tell me how to get to 4M33? I'm late.
Oh, okay, let's see. Well, you go down the stairs. Oh, no, I mean, up the hall. No, 4M. What's the 4? Oh, 4th floor. Okay, yes. You go up the stairs, and then you I gotta teach a class.
Well, James finally made it to his first class, his intro psych class. I had enough time to get settled in.
Okay, class, welcome to Thermo and Bio. Nuclear physics for the advanced physicists. Wrong class, eh?
Yeah.
Freshman, eh?
Yeah.
Which class are you looking for?
I think I know.
Aha. Now, if you knew, you wouldn't be here, would you?
Well, weeks rolled by, and James knew his way around in no time. 4M33? Yeah, so probably go up these stairs, you turn left, you go down the hallway, you go through the small doors, past the Coke machine, you go up the stairs again, and you're there again, isn't it? Problem.
James checked out the buffeteria.
Hey, cheap pizza.
Mastered the microfiche in the library.
Oh.
He even joined the poetry club.
Wind ripping the frozen skin off my face. My hands useless blocks of ice. Heart pounding, knees knocking, feet frozen, waiting for a bus in winter in Winnipeg.
He checked out the Duckworth Athletic Center. He took up jogging. Racquetball. Lifted weights. And on Friday nights, if he wasn't too exhausted, he went to a social.
Birdie! Well, before James knew it, his first exam was closing in. There was nothing left to do. No time to waste. He had to study. Click.
It's the liner with the wings on it for added protection and comfort.
Click.
Forgive me, Vance. I didn't know it was your brother.
Click.
And in other news today in Winnipeg, there was a hostage taken. Before James knew it, the night before his chemistry exam had arrived. He stayed up all night, drinking coffee until his brains crawled, cramming the notes he'd taken into his head, until he was confident he knew the material like the back of his hand. James entered the classroom, took his seat, opened the test, and went
Blank. I couldn't remember a thing. Nothing was familiar. Not even the back of my hand. I just sat there and watched the clock mock me.
King! Time's up! And in your papers.
My first F.
To make matters worse, James had a major essay due the next day.
There was only one thing to do. Call my professor and tell him that due to my difficult course load, my difficult assignments, I'd have to hand in my paper late and he'd have to like it. Professor Wiggins? Yeah, this is James. I've got a 48-hour pneumonia. Could I get an extension? My first D. So James went to his student advisor and related his problems. His student advisor set him up with a study partner, but first set him up with a tutor.
All right, first thing you gotta do, keep on your toes. You gotta eat right, sleep right, pace yourself, take big breaks, regular breaks. You can't learn too much at once. I'm doing a test. You do one question at a time, easiest ones first. Don't panic, get organized. All right, let's try some quizzing. What's the law of inertia?
A body in motion tends to stay in motion. A body at rest tends to stay at rest.
Good. Who wrote the poetics?
Aristotle.
Oh, good. What is classical conditioning?
It's a form of learning in which the neutral stimulus, the conditioned stimulus, is paired with an unconditioned stimulus, regardless of what the animal does.
Good. All right. You're ready for a sparring partner.
So my study skills tutor set me up with a nice girl named Jane. Who said I think, therefore I am?
Ready to cut.
Oh, good answer.
All right. What are the three main elements in organic chemistry?
Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen.
Oh! Okay, if a tree falls in a forest and there's no one there to hear it fall, does it make a sound?
I don't know.
Trick question.
As time wore on, we grew soft on each other.
What is a major theory in A Clockwork Orange?
I don't know, something to do with violence.
The questions evolved.
Do you like Chinese food?
Love Chinese food.
Good answer.
Let's go.
Wait, the exam's tomorrow. We have to study.
We have to study.
So then, let's study! No, we're kidding ourselves if we think we'll ever get anything done. This thing is bigger than both of us. You know what this means, don't you?
We have to study separately. See ya.
See ya.
Parting is such sweet sorrow.
Romeo and Juliet, Act 2, Scene 2, line 185. Well, James knew that he couldn't stay up all night studying. One last time over the notes before getting a good night's rest would have to do. The exam was difficult, but James answered each question like he'd been taught, and even had enough time to go over his exam before he handed it in. 6 weeks later, his marks were posted. Jane!
James.
I got an A minus.
I got an A.
Oh, Jane.
Oh, James. So what happened to James, you might ask? Well, James went back to work. But only to save money for the next year.
The end. I graduated 8 years ago. When did you graduate?
4 years ago.
4 years ago. And we're professional actors in town now, and it's unemployment work, which is not unlike sort of the job market right now. So you're in university, enjoy yourself. It's a great time of your life. Do you have any questions? No?
Excellent.
Okay.
You guys are great.
Have a great time, okay? All right.
Tips in the form of stories on how they learned. Here we have 3 student ambassadors, Dobry and Trace, Dennis Brown, and Stacy Soldier. They're going to talk to you for a couple minutes about things that they happened to them and how they came about changing it in order for them to be a successful student. There you go.
Sorry.
I am your father.
All right. Can everybody hear this? Okay, excellent. All right. I'm here to speak to you first about my experiences at the U of W. I'm actually kind of nervous speaking in front of 700 people here, but I'm okay. So you guys can be responsive, that would be great. If you could heckle, that would be even better. He's good. He's learning already. Alright, so first I'd like to welcome you here to orientation day. It must be pretty strange coming to university. It's to our big high school, some people call it. But some things I'm going to talk about are going to include classes, professors, and just general involvement around the university. So, professors. I don't know what you all know about professors, but to me, when I first came to the University of Winnipeg, I thought a professor was some kind of godlike being that knew everything and you could never approach. And if you said the wrong thing in class, you'd be kicked out or even worse. But my first experience meeting a professor was kind of interesting one. I had to go buy a textbook and I didn't really know which edition to get, so I thought, I have the guts, I can ask a professor. And so I was trying to walk around, trying to find the biology department, and at that point I had no clue where anything was. While asking around, finally some older man said, "Oh, I'm in the biology department," with a thick British accent. Of course, I didn't know who this was at this point. And I asked him the question, he was really nice about it, told me what to buy, told me where to get it and all that kind of stuff, wished me good luck. And at this point I was almost, to my pants. Because this, even as a small man, older, but looked very, very unapproachable. Turned out this man was Dr. Woods, one of the most respected geneticists in North America, you could say. He was very, very famous for the work he's done. And when I heard that, it was incredible that someone like that would even talk to me, just some grunt walking in, not even in university yet. So don't worry, you can approach him. We have an open door policy here on the university, so if you ever have to, just walk up to a professor's door, knock on it, talk to them. If they don't like you, then they'll tell you they have a meeting or something. They'll shoo you off. But the thing is, get to know them. I'm in my 3rd year now, and incredibly, with a name like mine, which is totally strange. Not strange, I think it's kind of nice. But professors can't even pronounce it. Like, I'm in my 3rd year, and all these professors that just around, they know how to pronounce my name. That's, saying hi to you in the hallways, and that's the strangest feeling. And when they ask you for jobs, that's even better. You get paid. Anyway, so you go to them for questions for anything you may have. If you have a question about a test, you're going to get bad marks eventually. I hate to knock you down here, but something's going to happen, whether it's you're going to stay up all night and forget everything like happened in that play, or for those of you who are in intro chem, how many are you in intro chem? Come on, let's have a hand. Okay, I'm sorry to tell you, but you're going to get slaughtered on that first test.
Stay in your seats, it's okay.
There's nothing you can do. There really isn't, I did really well in high school, so did all my friends, and it didn't matter because we all got, 15 out of 30, and we were happy because the average is 3 out of 30. But of course, they do raise the marks at the end, so it's okay. Don't worry about it. Just stick with it. But if you're doing really bad, you have to go for help. See an advisor, ask a friend, or talk to a professor. Because especially with science, you're going to get so bogged down with work, and it's just incredible. I'm encouraging. I'm encouraging. Intro chem is like the scar on my heart. It's just burn. I sold that book the day after. Yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, about classes, I just want to mention, go to class. I know when I was on my tour group this morning, I kind of let a few things slip there, but go to class. For the first couple of weeks, of course, you're permitted. Of course, as a university, you don't have to go at all. You can show up just for your test, for the right section, of course, and, do that. But when it comes to class, you have to go. The first week, Wednesday through Friday, don't worry about it. Hang out, go to the beer bashes, go to the bands, have a good time, hang out, talk to people. It's a great time, especially next week too. There's tons of bands coming, no matter what kind of music you're into, comedy, everything. So there's tons of stuff to do, a lot of beer to drink for those of you who like drinking beer. So, beverages.
Beverages.
I want to get fired for that one.
Honesty.
Straight. Thanks, Dan. Anyway, so go check everything out. That's part of being a university. It's one thing I want to leave with you is this balance. You have to have social things to do. There's tons of stuff in university. There's social. We're downtown. There's bars everywhere. Not that you should go to bars all the time. That's two. Okay. Oh man. Yeah, it's kind of rough. That's right. No, but you have to have a balance. You have to go to class eventually. So, come third week, buy some textbooks, maybe go to classes, figure out what room you're in, that kind of thing. And not just going to class. You have to to pay attention while you're in there. That's something I had a problem with. You know, don't sit at the back because you know what's going to happen. You're just going to, you know, do nothing. And for all the guys, pay attention to the professor. Not all the girls, they're standing. This university now has a 60% female population, which is great. Which is excellent. But guys, pay attention. You're going to get blown away, especially in show camp. But other than that, you're going to have your hits and misses. That's okay. You know, not everybody can be Mark McGuire and get number 62. He's going to get it soon, and you're going to get yours too. So just stick with it. You know, talk to everybody. Just talk to people. Everybody's nice, especially us. You can approach us anytime. Especially us. Because we're ambassadors. We get paid for this.
We get paid to be nice.
That's right. Oh, we're nice anyway. But yeah, come ask us questions anytime. We're very approachable. And of course, there's tons of services on campus that can help you find what you want to do. That's about it. So thanks a lot. And I think Dennis is up.
Hi. Okay, I guess I'm the mysterious one in the group. My name is Stacy, as you probably already know. I'm a political science and conflict resolution studies major. So I'll be graduating in 2 years, May of 2000. My future plans, as I told my tour group this morning, I plan on going to U of M Law School after I finish, so I have 5 years of school left. But I have my future pretty much planned out. I started at University of Winnipeg, April of 1997. I had taken another year, my first year actually was at another university in Manitoba. So basically my first year of university, all I did was go out, didn't go to class, anything like that, because usually I was too tired from the night before. But right after that first year, I had a new set of responsibilities as I have a 2-year-old daughter now at the daycare, so she goes to school as well. Starting at University of Winnipeg was just amazing. The support from the beginning was incredible. I went in to see my academic advisor. I still have a relationship with her now. I go in all the time to talk to her, to go over my class list, check out my marks, get her advice on just about anything. My 2 subjects, political science and conflict resolution studies. We can't use acronyms here. Well, let me talk about political science for a second. I took a 2nd-year course in a class of about 80 people. Throughout the year, I got pretty good marks, and I was actually getting fairly arrogant about it. Had about an A throughout the year. So the last test of the year, I decided, well, I don't really need to study that well because I'm doing so great anyway. I went in, looked over my notes, that was about it. So when we got the test back a couple weeks later, I opened it up, saw that I got a C on it, which isn't that bad, but it was still a lot less than what I was used to. I opened it up and I saw Professor Gibbons writing in huge letters that says, "Stacy, what happened here? This isn't like you. Please see me." And I just about had a freak out right in class. I was like, oh man. So I went to go talk to him. He said, well, what happened here? This isn't like you at all. Out of 70, 80 people, he knew my writing. And I told him, well, you know, it's the end of the year. I'm getting kind of tired. I'm sorry. He said, don't apologize to me. It's your grade. It's your money. So after that, I realized how important it is to prepare right until the end. In conflict resolution studies, I'd have to say that they're a great bunch of professors. I'm on a first-name basis with every single one of them. My first day in Intro to Conflict Resolutions last year, I looked around and I couldn't believe how different everybody was. There was different ethnic groups, different ages, everything. By the end of the first week, everyone in that class, I knew their name. By the end of the year, I could say that that class of 25 became my best friends. I have a friend, Elaine, who's 62. I go out for tea with her and stuff like that. And it's amazing how close you get to people in your classes. There was a time when I was when everybody had that flu bug back in February, April, March, whatever. And I wasn't feeling well, and my daughter had been sick as well. So I went to class and I saw Bernie, and he said, what's wrong? You look kind of sick. And I told him why. You know, I'm not feeling well, I think I'm getting the flu. He left the classroom and he came back with a stack of notes and he said, here's the notes for today. Why don't you go home and get some sleep? And so I left. So that's the kind of thing you can expect here. You just need to be able to know where to go for support and how to ask. So my advice is probably to get to know your professors, even if it's just something you would call a silly question. If you're shy to talk to them,
Wait until after class till everyone's gone. Ask him to explain something. Anything like that, just as long as you know that they can get to know you and get to know your face and your writing. I'd also suggest that you get to know student services as well. My advisor has helped me so much since I first started here, and it's been absolutely wonderful. And the other point I'd like to make is to create the balance, as Dob said, between your academics and your social life, because that's important as well. You don't want to be sitting at home Saturday night till 5:30 in the morning doing homework, which is what I used to do last year until I started getting more involved in school activities. And that's about all I have to say. Thank you.
Hello. You guys here? Yeah? My name's Dennis. I'm the last ambassador to speak. I'm a little nervous too. Just bear with me here for a sec. Not as nervous as the pizza ladies? I hear you. Okay, I'm going to talk about 3 things today. I'm going to talk about time management. I'm going to talk about physical and mental well-being. And I'm going to talk about being part of university life. Okay? When I came here, I was 17 years old. I was, I guess you could say I was a stereotypical redneck from BC. You know, I've never been to Winnipeg or Manitoba before in my life. It's really, really flat, really, really cold. That's all I knew about it. So I had the cowboy boots on. I had the really tight jeans, you know, the wavy hair, and I drove a Mustang. You know, typical, right? So I drive into Winnipeg, and I'm living with my aunt, and I didn't know what to expect about university. When I first came here, I thought, okay, this is what I want out of university. I want to become a history teacher. I want to teach wrestling, and I want to have a wife and 2.5 kids. That's all I knew, right? But it's my 3rd year, and I have no idea anymore. I am so utterly confused, but I'm so happy. I'm going to ask my dad if I can stay at university for another 10 to 15 years. So he's not going to retire, but I'm happy. But so I came, now I'm not in cowboy boots or tight jeans. I've sort of mellowed out a bit, so to speak. But I'd like to tell you about my first experience in class. It was, does anybody know who Dr. Robert Young is? Amber knows who Dr. Robert Young is. Well, you go here. So he's a history prof. He won the Canadian Professor Teaching Award in 1996. And there was a lot of hype before I went to his class because he was this big professor. So it was actually the first class I ever went to. And I'm sitting there in the history room, and Dr. Young comes in, and I've never seen a teacher in a suit, right? This prof comes in, and he's very elegant in his walk, steps up to the podium, and he just looks at us for a bit, goes back to the board, he puts his name up, Dr. Young, history, comes back and he just looks at us. And we're all first years, we're really timid, this is our first class. And he says, so, what do you want to know? You're in high school, right? And everybody's telling you this is what you gotta learn, right? And this professor, he just said, so what do you want to know? And we just, we're looking around for help, nobody's helping us. And so after a couple of minutes, right, little timid hands, we raised our hands, we go, well, are there essays in this course? And, we're going to be taught ancient Greek and Roman times. And we started to, and that was sort of the first university experience for me. And that was really important, that sort of, they express your own creativity, your own analytical being. But it's really important to manage your time. Last year, my second year at university, the first year at university, I had a 2.87 GPA, which is not bad for some people. I could have done a little better, but it was better than I had done in high school. And I was really proud of myself. But the second year at university, I took on a job, which was 30 hours a week, full-time school, 5 courses, and I had a really big social life. Didn't work, at all. 2.78, I'm sure, I'm too scared to even look at it. I'm sure it's around 2.2. Still passing, but it's terrible. You don't want to get there, okay? You have to manage your time. Don't work more than 20 hours a week, because if you work more than 20 hours a week, you're dead, okay? It's easy. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You're dead. Don't work more than 20 hours a week. Make sure that you have a social life, but make sure that it doesn't take over class time. If you have an 8:30 class, don't go out to the beverage bars after class, okay? Make sure that you wake up on time, make sure that you get to class, and I know some classes are dry. I know some classes are boring. but it's really important that you go, because at the end of the year, when it's April 18th and you've done your last exam and you can't feel your legs anymore, it's good. It's a really good feeling, and you have to do that, okay? And I forgot what I'm going to say next. That sort of ties in with the mental, physical well-being as well. You know, make sure you get up, make sure you get enough sleep, make sure you get enough rest, make sure you eat enough, make sure you have a social life, make sure you work a lot. But, you know, like, come here and jog if that's what you're into. Get something, do something besides university. You know, make sure you have a little hobby. If you play chess, or you read, or you jog, or you go out and drink beverages, whatever it is, you have to do something, okay? To sort of, you have to diversify, right? And the way you can diversify outside of university, or even inside of university, is you have to get involved in university life. Okay, so when I came here, right, I didn't know anybody except my aunt, and she's great, because she's standing right up there. She teaches sociology, by the way. But anyway, when I first came here, you know, like, I had the cowboy boots and the tight jeans. I went to History Students Association meeting. Now, I know if you guys have sort of heard little bits about the associations today, there's a lot of political groups on campus, a lot of academic groups, a lot of fun groups. I went to the HSA because I'm interested in history. And I didn't know what to expect, but all it was a lot of first years, a lot of second years, a lot of third years who got together and had fun. You know, we did academic things, but we also decided that every Wednesday night we would get together outside of university and go somewhere. Or we would, like, I'm going to take History Students Association for an example because I've been with them for almost 2 years, 3 years. At the beginning of the year, they have a history mixer, which is in, where is it? Where am I? Over there, which is in Wesley Hall, which is the big castle. Okay, it's on the 4th floor in the professor's cafeteria. Okay, and that's our sort of mingling. That's our sort of social aspect. And at the end of the year, we have an academic aspect, which is a symposium where we. Is it over there? I thought you were mocking me. But like, coming from BC, not knowing anybody, if I hadn't gotten involved, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be standing in front of you. You know, I'm pretty sure I would have gone to class, left, and not stayed here. But if you can make this, at least stay here at least 8 hours a day, like, that's a lot. It's a full-time job, and that's what university is. If you can stay here for 8 hours a day, you will succeed. Right now, I'm not only in the History Students Association, I'm a student ambassador, and I'm also in peer support. You guys all know where peer support is now, I hope? It's in the Bowman Center. Okay, when you need to talk to somebody, come to peer support or counseling. Okay, it's really important that you use us, because nobody does. But no, it's a really great service that you guys should really take up on that. But if I didn't go to the initial meeting, then I'd be sort of lost. You know, I know lots of people that are in their third year and just go to class and go home. You know, and that's not the way to do it. That's not the way to succeed. You're paying $3,000 or more a year to be here. Okay, make it worth your while. That's it.
Thank you very much, guys. That was a very honest look. It was sort of no holds barred. They could come up here and tell their story. They did a very good job of that. Thanks. The next thing on the agenda is, again, half of you will be going to your workshops, and the other half will be going on a campus tour. So if you're on a tour this morning, you're on a workshop this afternoon. If you're in a workshop this morning, you're on a tour. So those of you who are in a workshop, or those of you who are not signed up for anything but would like to go to a workshop, you can now please leave via the 3rd floor. Everybody else who's on a tour, please remain seated.
Somewhere in there. This portrays excellence, academic excellence, stability, quality.
I'll let you be more. Do we want to put it on a bus? Did you get something?
Yeah, well, there's nothing really on the mannequins.
Yeah, I'm just seeing the hats and.
So I took down the rest of the ones that we had here, and I'm not sure.
My computer wasn't working for 3 days, and I can't tell you. This is Ken. He's the person.
we've met.
We were filming with Ken this morning. Oh, were you? Yeah. Your
Luckily,
session
I
was
dressed
full.
up.
Yes. Oh, well, I didn't dress up either, because.
It's first aid.
Who is this? Who are these people?
I'm the Sun Valley software, and I'm working on the multimedia.
Oh, okay.
Where are you going with that thing?
Harpsichord. It was interesting. Anyway, they
I saw
showed.
the harpsichord part.
Yeah, well, it was preceded by her, and in fact, they highlighted several of the ones we have.
Thank you
That
for
one,
sending on you.
and the
We were
fellow there
wondering
who's
whether we need to get our
actually
accent
part of
right.
Indian Posse, and this one here.
I love that one.
Oh, and the other, the couple together, but they were highlighted on the show.
We were just discussing the matter of this about that's looking on campus.
Yeah, right. The classiest, the most dressed up crowd, everything. We're too busy to worry about these things. I wouldn't worry about that. Ever since my computer this morning, it was like, oh, that threw my whole day off.
I just want not children, but I've lost Claire's work on my little program. I can't get it open.
Thanks very much. Cheers.